Good day panel of judges, organizers of the evaluation design competition, staff of Play Africa, fellow teams, ladies and gentlemen. The GoTo Miners would like to present to you a forward-looking approach that includes strategies for future data mining. The team members are Taruna Gupta and Lyndon Ziffel.
Play Africa is a specialized not-for-profit children's museum, based in Johannesburg. Play Africa aims to make sure children are seen, heard and valued in a society that is extremely unequal, highly polarized and characterized by exclusion. Museums are a place where data exists and is important. So can big data transform museums? Data mining can certainly be useful to individual museums, so let us get started with understanding what data mining is. Data mining is an investigative approach. It is the process of finding anomalies, patterns, and correlations within large data sets to predict outcomes. Data mining allows you to sift through all the chaotic and repetitive noise in your data, understand what is relevant, and then make good use of that information to assess likely outcomes, as well as accelerate the pace of making informed decisions. Now that we understand data mining, let's look at why data is important to Play Africa. Mining data collected will help Play Africa understand the patterns of visitor behavior and therefore tailor both exhibitions and programs to maximize numbers, engagement and participation. How does Play Africa collect data? The performance framework of Play Africa shows that on-site it collects 49.3% of data through feedback forms, 16.5% of data from reviews and evaluations, 16.5% of data from reports, 13.9% of data from observation, and 3.8% of data from lists. Digitally, Play Africa have a website and are active on 4 social media channels: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn and Twitter. What is the problem? These different data sources indicate that Play Africa have to comb through volumes of data to attain useful insights and thus improve their outward impact. What can they do about it? GoTo Miners have developed a bold 5-point strategy that is geared towards Play Africa. It is important to note that when proposing a solution for data mining, we have also necessarily had to suggest some new ways of data collection that will allow data to be mined easily. A side note about our philosophy: do your best, do what is required. We believe in understanding the underlying problem and building an appropriate solution. In an attempt to create the best possible solution, we didn't want to lose sight of what is actually required by the children, parents and educators in Johannesburg. When exploring a potential forward-looking approach, we found numerous costly high-tech solutions currently being used by museums globally. As we present our strategy, for information purposes we will refer to these high-tech solutions. However, we propose a simple solution that will treat visitors, especially children from both low and high income backgrounds, as one, leaving the investment in technology.
Now to our solution. Conduct sentiment analysis on existing data, web mining, consider a membership program, invest in interactive screens and invest in movement analysis. Point 1. Sentiment analysis. There is a need to explore and understand visitors' perceptions of the meaning, value and benefits of their museum experience. Kotler et al. Points out, the first thing a museum should do is to understand the characteristics of its current consumers and the segments they represent. By understanding their customer voice assets, museums can make insightful driven marketing decisions that can enable them to grow and be fit and healthy. Play Africa collect 49.3% of their data via feedback forms. Additionally, in the digital age, a single viral review can be detrimental to the museum. By analyzing social media comments and online reviews, Play Africa can gain useful insights into how visitors feel about their services. They can make use of sentiment analysis and opinion mining, which is the interpretation and classification of emotions, positive, negative and neutral, within text data using text analysis techniques. Stakeholders at Play Africa can use sentiment analysis to understand how visitors feel about particular subjects, and why they feel that way. Play Africa could consider Senshima Dynamic Multifunctional Data Dashboard, which was used in Qatar for sentiment analysis of visitors' views on different museum-related topics, for example price of tickets, queue, other, or seeking advice from P-Dance Analytics Plus, an organization that has been advising the Association of Independent Museums on sentiment analysis. Point 2. Web mining. This is the process of extracting information from web documents and services. The main purpose of web mining is discovering useful information from the World Wide Web and its usage patterns. For Play Africa's website, we recommend the use of Google Analytics, which is a free mining tool. It can provide an in-depth analysis about the people who visit your website, like their age, gender, interests, devices, and location. It also gives you data on how the visitors were driven to your website. Understanding the details of what people do when they visit your website, how long they stay, and what pages they visit on your website, can provide important information. It may show interest/disinterest in specific exhibitions or programs, or provide information of where your donors are based. It may show pages that are not being visited, which need to be promoted/amended or removed. It would also help understand your bounce rate, which refers to the percentage of visitors who leave your website after visiting only one page. This may mean that visitors are coming to your website but are not finding what they are looking for, or that your landing page is not attractive enough for them to sign up. A high bounce rate calls for an immediate action to identify the reason behind it. With Google Analytics, you can gauge the performance of all the social platforms that you are using. You can also check how many users are talking about you. Social platforms are a great way to drive a lot of traffic and engage potential visitors. At present, Play Africa has 6,280 followers on Facebook, 1,328 followers on Twitter, 195 followers on LinkedIn, and 37 subscribers on YouTube. We can see the maximum number of visitor engagement is on Facebook and a substantial amount of traffic from Twitter. According to this data, if Play Africa were to create a marketing campaign, it could increase the number of visitors from a different demographic. The Museum of Old and New Art in Tasmania used a mobile application called the O and embedded a simple facial expression recognition software in it. This allowed the museum to mine visitors' emotional state when they took selfies on their phone. The museum used data pertaining to visitors' emotions in different parts of the exhibit to assess their response.
Point 3. Introduce a membership program to target new members and better cater for existing visitors. This would provide useful information at registration and make it possible to track demographics of visitors and better understand which neighborhoods and geographical communities are underrepresented. Although data can help you find out who is not visiting the museum, Play Africa could promote their initiative in schools or areas that are not visiting the museum, or conduct a study to understand why people are not visiting. There could be a points-based system introduced. Members would gain points by repeatedly engaging with the museum. By enrolling in the program, visitors generate data which is beneficial to Play Africa. After, for example, 20 visits, visitors could be awarded with prizes or vouchers, which were sponsored by local businesses in the community. Lessons from Brooklyn Museum. The admissions asked for visitor zip codes as part of the admissions transaction and launched a test using their point-of-sale system, Seriousware, to gather the answer to a single question survey: what is your reason for visiting? The answer to this basic question would be extremely helpful to plan for future exhibitions, forecast revenue, and think about how to market the museum. As part of their next steps, the tech team created a report knitting together the survey answer, ticket info, and zip code from each transaction so they can compare the dataset as a whole.
Point 4. Use of interactive displays. One of the greatest advantages of using interactive displays in museums is that they can be customized to suit an individual museum's requirements. They can be in a variety of formats, such as video walls, touchscreen kiosks, or virtual reality devices that can add the fun and excitement that younger visitors in particular will enjoy. The hardware kiosks or touchscreen devices can be stylishly presented and strong enough to withstand constant use. Interactive touchscreens can be a really useful tool for improving accessibility. For example, they can be used to incorporate the option of variable type size, or audio commentary for the visually impaired. Various features can be included: language options, subtitles, riddles, treasure hunts, or quizzes can be incorporated to appeal to younger visitors. Allow visitors to hear and watch experts talking about exhibits. For Play Africa, we recommend the use of Ask Dr. Discovery, which provides a non-intrusive, continuous window into the minds of your visitors. With Ask Dr. Discovery, you can uncover new opportunities to engage and serve your visitors. The system provides museums with an online analytics portal that summarizes the questions your visitors are asking and shows topics that are trending and popular. These analytic tools provide your museum staff with continuous, accessible, real-time evaluation data. The Ask Dr. Discovery system can help your museum to update content, engage with visitors and conduct evaluations.
Museum exhibitions are areas where mobility plays an important role. The museum staff designs the layout of exhibits so that an optimal visiting experience can be gained, often by assuming certain movement patterns or routes. Nowadays, a multitude of sensors could be used to automatically observe visitor mobility in a museum. This movement, represented as trajectories, can result in raw data with different qualities, but what is key is that curators should be able to understand it. Light barriers at doors. Cameras using technologies such as Dexhibit takes a digital snapshot of visitor presence by gallery every few seconds, using Wi-Fi. The usage of electronic guides such as Dexhibit, or dedicated sensors like iBeacon technology. Proximity sensors attached to visitors and exhibits used to sense if someone is close to an exhibit. In order to hold data in one's place, thus assisting easy data mining, we recommend that Play Africa consider the use of the application Magpie. Magpie lets you quickly create mobile forms and use them to collect data on any device, then build beautiful visualizations of your data on a dashboard which is updated in real time. Alternatively, you can integrate that data with any other online system, including Google Docs, Microsoft Office 365, or your in-house system.
It's been a great privilege being a part of this competition. It's been a journey of discovery into evaluation design. Kudos to the organizers.